What's up, world? Thanks for jumping in for another ride. We're back in the shop today, and we're going to take a quick look at the appropriate jack lifting points for a 2014 through 2024 Ford Edge. So let's get started. All right, so we have got our 2018 Ford Edge Sport up in the air on the lift, and this is just for visibility. Obviously, you do not need a lift because you're going to be using these jacking points with a jack. So I have taken a rag and some cleaner and cleaned up these locations, but you can see there is this piece of metal right here. And so between those arrow positions, it's where you're going to place whatever you're going to be lifting this with, whether it be a floor jack or an attachment, whatever it is. But that is going to be on the rear, so rear driver's side and passenger side. And if we work our way down to the front, so front tire, there is our trim piece that comes down, 2 bolts just behind those 2 bolts. So there is an arrow here, and there's also an arrow right here. And so between those 2 arrows on the front, there's also one on the passenger side, so driver's side and passenger side. You're going to place your jack or whatever you're going to be using to lift the Ford Edge in between those arrows for the front side. Now we move back to the back just so I can reach it a little easier and for visibility, but there's going to be some different options that you can use for this. There's going to be attachments that go on a floor jack. I'll show you a couple that I prefer. This is a very simple one that I like, and so you don't have to have any sort of special attachments or anything for a jack, but it's just a plate, and it's actually aluminum. It's very light, and it has magnets made into it. So if you position this, it will slip right up over that metal and hang just like that, and your jack goes up against it, and that is going to be your lifting point. That is one that I like. The one that I actually prefer are going to be polymer, and I have quite a few of these. I don't know, maybe 6-8 sets, something like that. And so this will go up over it, and you can see how far that goes up over it. In the polymer, you can see it's kind of messed up right there, but the polymer will actually take, or I guess it's a heavy plastic, but the plastic, polymer, whatever you want to call it, will take the brunt of any punishment. So the finish doesn't get messed up. You don't get rust spots on the bottom of it. You don't knock the paint and the primer off of it, especially in northern climates. That would probably be a little more important to me, but down in Texas, not a big deal, but just kind of protects that finish. That way you don't get exposure to the elements. But these slip up over it a little further. You can see that, and they do have magnets. Again, they stay in place really, really well. So I do like these over the aluminums. So these are great. They will do the job, absolutely, no worries. But I really do prefer these if I have an option, and you can see that they just offer so much more protection. Your jack goes right up against that, and so that works for that. And they're very inexpensive, so that is just kind of a bonus to that jacking or lifting location on the Ford Edge. And that is the appropriate jack positioning and lifting points for a 2014 through 2024 Ford Edge. So listen, I really do hope you got some good information out of this video, or I hope you just enjoyed hanging out in the shop with us. You know the deal. If you got some information out of this, or you enjoyed hanging out with us, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up button, and as always, jump in for another ride.